Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. The truth is that some palm-colored women are really. Sometimes I say they are unbelievable, but you all keep asking me why would I say they are unbelievable? Because I don't think if I am. I don't know. Okay, I am actually surprised that somebody in her own house would call the cops on somebody in his own house for no reason, right? Because this was how this young man was unalived. He was just in his own house. And the cops showed up. There was a knock on his door. He came out. And while coming out, he actually came out with his PPU, which he is licensed to carry, right? And straight up, I mean, when he came out, found out it was the cops, he raised his hand and also pointing down the pew pew. And he was pew pew like 7 times in his own house. That was the end of the young man. Do you know what? To my greatest surprise, they released a call that that made the police come to the young man's house, right? And that was a palm-colored woman who actually called them that he could hear noises from the man's house and all that. And for that reason, she is scared. She is threatened, right? And the person she called was like, I don't want anything to happen to you, and I want you to stay back in your house and all that while the cops show up. And the cops showed up. That was the end of the young man. Let's get.
Now, let's talk for a moment. Before I get into that, let me remind you of something. This is Carolyn Bryant. And Carolyn Bryant is the white woman responsible for the death of Emmett Till because she lied on him. Now, keep that in mind. Now, Friday, the Okaloosa Sheriff's Department in Florida released some redacted incident reports, redacted 911 calls, and a redacted non-911 call in connection with the murder of Roger Fortson at the hands of the Okaloosa Sheriff's Department. Now, in the video before this one, you can go back and watch it, I played the redacted 911 calls and the redacted non-911 call from an employee at the apartment complex. So here's the thing. We don't have anybody that is seeing my videos that live in Florida or knows anyone who lives in the area of this apartment complex located at 319 Racetrack Road in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And this is all we get on the person that made these accusations against Roger Fortson that had the police showing up at his door and putting 6 bullets into him. Why can't we get more? All the information in these so-called incident reports they released are so redacted that the only thing we know for sure is the name of the sheriff's department that they originated in. You can best believe if Senior Airman Roger Fortson, a member of the United States Air Force, would have had any kind of criminal record, if he would have ran a stop sign and had a traffic violation, if he would have stole some cookies out of his mother's cookie jar when he was 5 years old, we would know everything about that theft in complete detail right now. So that means that everybody complicit in the death of Senior Airman Roger Fortson needs to be known. They stood up and made these phone calls with their full chest. They directed the police to his apartment. Well, they should be willing to stand up and face the music of their actions. So, let's get it. Because until we remove the veils of anonymity that the police department is not going to do for us, of these people who continue to weaponize the police department against black and brown people, they are going to continue to do it. I said what I said. So, the Okaloosa Sheriff's Department, the sheriff's department that has made a hashtag out of Senior Airman Roger Fortson here, has released some documents, an incident report, some 911 calls, and a non-emergency call surrounding the unaliving of Roger Fortson. Here's the thing. Now, I would go over the released incident report, but it is so heavily redacted that basically the only thing you get on it is the name of the sheriff's department. Now, what I'm going to play is the redacted non-emergency call from the apartment complex on May 3rd. Now, as you listen to this redacted telephone call, understand that Roger Fortson was alone at home with his dog on FaceTime with his girlfriend playing video games.
Sheriff's Office, how can I help you?
Hi, I was just wondering, I work here at a apartment complex on Racetrack, and I just had a resident call where it sounds like he's fighting with someone else, and she's saying that it sounds like it's getting a little bit out of control, but we can't go there to confront them, so I was wondering if you guys could send a call out for that.
Okay, what's the address?
It's going to be 319 Racetrack Road Northwest is the exact address of the building. And then the apartment number is going to be 1401.
1401. Okay. And are they currently still fighting?
Yes, I literally just got off the phone with her. She said that it's been going on for like 15 to 20 minutes, and she said that she called right when she called me. She said that she was calling me because it sounded like it was starting to get out of hand.
Okay, and you know if it's verbal or physical?
Woman. That she said that it sounded like it started getting physical, so I'm not really sure.
Okay. And what's your name?
Office, so if the cops can't find it, I can take them to the apartment.
Okay, and you said you are front desk at the leasing partner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is there any way you're able to hear or see them?
I can walk by there right now and see if I can hear them. She says that it happens often, but it's never gotten this out of hand, is what she said. One second. Let me know if someone walks in here. A few weeks ago, I was walking on the sidewalk, like it was close to their apartment, and I was hearing like someone, like a guy yelling at a girl saying like, "Shut the fuck up," like you stupid bitch or something like that. But I couldn't tell where it was coming from. So by what she's saying, that might have been them.
Okay.
So
That it's a male and female?
yeah, from what I heard, it was like 2 weeks ago is what I heard, and I was walking by that apartment. But I stayed there for a minute because I was going to call the police because of that. And it, like, after that, it just went quiet.
Okay, so it does look like we do have a unit on the scene. Are you seeing them?
I'm walking around here. I can't see anyone right now. I'm right outside of the unit, but I can't hear anything. They're on the fourth floor, so I can't hear anything from here as of right now.
Okay. Well, our deputy is there.
Okay. Let me see.
We have 2 deputies getting on scene.
Okay. I'll try to find them then, and I'll bring them over here to the unit.
Alrighty, if you need anything else, give us a call back, okay?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, if you've watched the video of Roger Fortson untimely murder by the Okaloosa Sheriff's Department, if you started at the beginning, you will see that there was a leasing agent that was escorting the officer, and that was her on that telephone call. And there was a lot of redaction. All the beeping you heard was the redactions. But it was a lot of redactions surrounding just asking you your name. Now, the next audio I'm about to play for you is a 911 call that came in after the shooting.
911, what is the address of the emergency? What's the fire department there?
Police, please.
And what's the unit number?
They've been arguing for almost an hour now.
So we have deputies on scene with that, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I just, for the 911 call, could I just get your name and the phone number you're calling from? Okay. Have you heard anything else other than the arguing?
Yeah, I just heard, like, I promise you, it sounded like 3 or 4 gunshots, and then
Okay.
they're running and screaming.
Okay.
And I know there's a kid up there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm freaking out.
Yeah,
because-
we have our deputies on scene there with them now.
Okay.
Just for your safety, just maintain, like, stay in your apartment.
Okay.
And just for now, we're trying to clear the scene too, okay?
Okay. Is everybody okay?
I can't answer that,
Okay.
but we do have help on the way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, more redactions. But here's my thing. Why in the 911 call made after Roger Fortson was shot was the address and unit number redacted, but it wasn't redacted in the first caller's information?
Did I not say this was going to happen? Hey, lady, can I ask you a question? Does the Second Amendment cover everybody or not? Because if it's only written for white men, can we just junk that shit? Because y'all are about to be a minority in the fucking first place. So for some reason, a man in his own home has to have a justification for coming to his fucking front door with a weapon. But I have seen Caucasian men do that and worse. And if you so much as say gun regulations, they lose their fucking mind. See, and the fact that this is a white woman that said this. Now you understand why women of color don't want to stand next to y'all. I heard it. A black woman said it, so I'm going to repeat it. White women are the handmaidens of white supremacy. They are. There's no fucking way you'd say that if this was your child. Of course you wouldn't. If it was your child, the NRA would be involved. Can we just, can we stop bullshit, please? Can we just get this out in the fucking open? This is one of them things that kind of itches the back of my brain every once in a while. I want to talk about it and then I fuck around and forget it. So let's just put it all out on the table. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay? Let's do it. America is uncomfortable when a weapon is in the hand of somebody that isn't a white man. That's why when you see white women holding weapons, it always is some cute bullshit. I pack mine for protection. Because you're trying to keep up with them idiots. But let that hand be black or brown. Let that hand be native or indigenous. Let that hand be Asian or Pacific Islander. Let it happen. And the optics start to change, especially when the hand is black. I told y'all earlier today this was going to happen. Did I not fucking say that? Did I not say this? I knew it was coming. I saw it coming. Of course, the black man has to justify why he came to the front door with a weapon in his hand. In his own house. Not a house he was breaking into, not a house where he was at a hostage situation going on. No, he has to justify why he was in his own motherfucking house when the police covered the goddamn peephole, knocked on it, said they were police, and he came to the door with a weapon in his hand. He got to justify why he's dead. Did I not told you. Kill the body, kill the fucking reputation. I fucking knew it. And the fact that it is a white woman saying this. A white woman. Y'all, some of y'all really do live up to that goddamn name. Handmaidens of white supremacy. We all know in this country, A weapon in the hand of a black man is scarier than a weapon in the hand of a white man. And if you tell me otherwise, explain this. This is my home. My home. If I want to come to the goddamn front door with not a stitch of goddamn clothes on and a pair of Nike Cortezes holding on to my shit, it's my fucking right to do so. He doesn't have to justify that shit. He's an American fucking citizen. But you didn't see that though, did you? You didn't. There's going to be a whole lot of hang-wringing because the very first thing you're going to say is, why do I have to bring up race? Why did you have to bring up the fact that he had to justify coming to his goddamn front door with a weapon? I think the answer to your question is the answer to my question. You gotta be fucking kidding. I keep telling y'all, man, I can predict these things. I know how this works. And some of y'all want to walk around here with these rose-colored glasses up your ass. Well, let me give you a little bit of a reality check. Either the fucking Second Amendment covers everyone, or we should junk that shit. If you are uncomfortable with African Americans being gun owners, then my suggestion is you don't look at African Americans when they're buying guns. Ooh, it makes me feel icky. Then go the other motherfucking way. You can see fucking overweight white men walking around with AR-15s in Chipotle and nobody says shit. A black man comes to his own fucking front door with a weapon in his hand, he gets killed, and you have the goddamn gall to say this? Read it. Y'all read it. Read it. Read it. And what TikTok will do, we'll call this harassment and bullying. Even though this is for educational purposes. Because this is a conversation that we should have been had a long goddamn time ago. Our fucking racial bias when it comes to the Second Amendment. America is uncomfortable with armed Negroes. They always have been. Nothing has changed. I don't give a fuck how abstract you've tried to make it. America is uncomfortable with black gun owners. They're uncomfortable with Hispanic gun owners. They're uncomfortable with anybody being a gun owner except white folk. And this proved it. Why should that man have had to justify coming to his own front door with a weapon in his hand? That's his house. Who is it that's always talking about the castle doctrine? Who is it that literally has stand your ground laws so that they can be able to pew anybody that they feel like is threatening their goddamn life, whether it's in public, private, on their property, at a fucking Walmart, in the front of a liquor store? Who is it that's doing that? But it ain't no fun when the rabbit got a gun now, is it? So let's just get it out the way. This is a clear fucking example of something black, brown, native and indigenous, and Asian and Pacific Islander people have known for a very long fucking time. This is a perfect example of it. America is uncomfortable when the hand holding a weapon is not white. They are uncomfortable with it. Law enforcement lives off of that shit. They hope like hell we're holding a weapon. How many men and women have been gunned down in fucking stand your ground states, open carry states, black folk, gunned down for doing something that a whole lot of Americans and the goddamn NRA says is our Second Amendment right? How many lives have been lost because that Second Amendment right doesn't extend to people who look like me? How many lives have been lost? And how many times have the police investigated their goddamn self, found out they didn't do anything wrong because, oh my God, a scary Negro with a weapon, you feared for your life. And how many people, how many white folks have said shit like this? How many? How many? How many bodies are sitting in the motherfucking graveyards and the cemetery right now in fucking open carry fucking conceal carry, free roam for everyone having a weapon states? How many? How many? White men are never asked why they came to the door with their shotgun or come to the door with their AR-15. They're never asked, how come you got a fucking AK, not AK, but a goddamn Glock 19 at Walmart? But let it be somebody that ain't white. In their own home, which we're always told that's where we're protected, which has not been true. And we can't own weapons, obviously, because scary black folks with weapons. And what did I tell y'all earlier? The fuck I tell y'all earlier? First they kill the body. Then they kill the what? What'd I say today? What the fuck did I say earlier today? When I say these things, don't fucking doubt me. Just believe me. And if you truly feel what I'm saying, fight shit like this. I'll rest.
So this is all I got from this video, and the fact that it was a white woman that made the call that brought cops to the young man's apartment is really horrifying and terrifying at the same time. I mean, young man who was just in his house minding his own business. Why is it that anytime they hear a black man's voice or anytime they hear something, maybe like there is someone living over there, it's a young black man or something, that, I mean, it's just a different story. Now look at, and with everything going on, with everything surrounding this young man's death, right? Some of them, pop color people, actually came out to ask, why would he open the door to the police with a gun in his hand and expect not to get pew pew, right? And she was really proud to tell us to have some common sense, and he just left the world. Whew. The fact that some people do not have human sympathy is just something I do not know how they do it. Because a young man who was in his house, he was not caught anywhere, he was just in his house. This is to tell you that there are 1001 ways to die. Like, you did not go outside, you did not go drinking, it was not an accident. You were not caught, probably you were just in your house, right? At home, and probably you got a knock that got you scared, and you decided you came out, like, because you want to know what it's going on. And on coming up, he found out that was police, right? And he raised his hand up and with the pew pew down. And this young man is just like not every other, how do I say it, man? This is really crazy. And I am asking, what are they going to do to the woman that placed that call? Because we need to know. I need to know why she placed that call. What was in her mind? What was she thinking to make the call, to say that she was hearing noises or something, that she is scared. And the 911, like the person she called was like, you just have to be safe. Safe what? Did anybody invade her privacy? Or did anybody invade her home? Was anybody trying to do something to her? Of course, no. They always look for a way to put something on black people. And that is something like, that stereotype is, excuse me, that stereotype is something that I am like, I am so mad about. And they think it's okay. And the young man, really, it's just, ooh. So this is how they cut this young man's life. Young man with so much ambition and all that. That is how they cut his life short. And they are going to tell us story that because he had people. Like, how? Really, I really need to know what that woman that placed that call, what they will do to her. Because really, This is just somebody minding his business in his own house, and somebody somewhere, someone you do not know, somewhere is making call on your behalf to make sure that something happens. I am mad because, like, how? And somebody got the guts to say, why was he, why did he got to show up in the house, in the apartment, at his door with a pew? Like, is that all you got to say? It's really horrifying. I am scared, you know? The fact that they are scared of everybody is just, they are always threatened. And what is threatening them? I do not understand. Make this make sense. I have heard so many stories of how colored women sent so many young, innocent people that look like me to prison somewhere unalive for no reason, just because somebody lied. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.